Hello and welcome to Reddit Tell. Today we are going to be looking at r/true off my chest. If you do like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And with that out the way, let's get on with the story. My husband asked me to leave while refusing to kick out our roommate who he cheated with. Okay, so it's as bad as it sounds. Obligatory I'm on the mobile. My husband and I have been together for about 8 years now. Most of our marriage was wonderful and I thought he was a great man. About a year and a half ago, my friend asked if she could stay with us because she had nowhere else. My husband at first was against this and I begged him until he agreed. She moved in and everything was fine until a week ago. My husband comes to me and says we have problems last week. He doesn't like the way I'm behaving towards him. The only thing he says is wrong is that I had a mental relapse and started acting in a way he doesn't like. I tell him I will change. I tell him I'm just under a lot of stress because I work or go to school 7 days a week while he sits at home and has no legal job. Now, at this point, I had a feeling in my gut that something was off. My roommate lets me borrow her phone and I find hurtful messages he sent her asking for goodnight kisses and calling her pet names like honey. My heart breaks and I confront him. He asks for a separation so he can think about if he still wants to be with me and asks me to move out, at least for now. Even though this really hurts, I agree. The only thing I ask for in return is to make her leave too, since he clearly has a thing for her. He refuses. After we both talk to the roommate, she bursts into tears and he goes to her room. My husband gets mad at me and asks me to leave because if I am there, he will feel bad for going to comfort her. What about my comfort? I am his wife and have always been loyal to him. I am so hurt and shocked. I never thought he was this kind of person. He wants me to give him time to decide, which I would do if it wasn't for the roommate part. I know other people have gone through way worse than me right now, but it hurts so much inside. I just wish I could turn my feelings off. Why did he throw me away? I do not think a good man would do this to his wife. Make fun of me or laugh at me, I probably deserve it for what a fool I have been. How do I pick up these pieces and move on? I could wait for him if the roommate was gone, but it doesn't look like he will kick her out. Edit for update / more context because so many people asked. First, I am genuinely shocked at the amount of strangers that have said kind things to me. I tried to respond to as many messages as possible. Thank you to everyone who had encouraging things to say and advice. It truly uplifted my spirit. There are a couple of things I want to add and clarify. 1. The house is in my father-in-law's name. He lives there too and has dementia, so I cannot burden him with this. Plus, it is a single wide trailer falling apart. 2. Basically, my husband's grey area job is selling a pointy leaf plant in a legal state, but he doesn't report any income. My state is legal for recreational, but not legal to sell. Also, I know for a fact my roommate is committing welfare fraud and disability fraud because she brags about it. 3. I did tell his family what was going on because I know he wouldn't tell them the truth. They offered condolences. He texts me and asked me why I told them, and now he is claiming he never cheated on me, which hurts, that he won't even take responsibility even when I screenshotted the proof. 4. I have reconnected with some family members he convinced me were no good to talk to, and they have been a huge support. I am also talking to a lawyer. 5. I can't stay there now for my safety. Felon in the house with weapons of a metal variety that also expel metal, and in USA. And concern for my own mental health being in such a toxic environment. I am safe currently. 6. The mental relapse he is referring to is because I was diagnosed with OCD and BPD. He knows this, and I spent years in therapy to manage my feelings and symptoms. My dad is trying to bribe me so I won't tell my mum he is cheating, and it worked. For as long as I can remember, I've been a daddy's girl, but after growing up, I see that he isn't who I thought he was when I was 4. My parents honestly don't need to be together. My dad screams at my mum because she asked him to get a job. He had one, but where he's at isn't working right now. And mum is breaking her back trying to provide for both me and my sister. My dad doesn't like that we try and stick up for our mum. But when you have a dad who chases you around town, threatens his kids and curses you out because you love your grandma more than him, you as the child can only take so much. It's grown folks' business. That's fine, I don't care. Now, here we are today. I'll admit I may be in the wrong, but when it comes to my mum, I don't play about her. I was with my dad yesterday grocery shopping when we met one of his old hookups. He cheated on my mum with her some years ago. They hugged and she tried to hug me, but I said no way in hell and walked off. I got into a lot of trouble for it. So we're in the truck and he calls her and tells her, "Look, baby, she didn't mean it." I say they, and he just rolls his eyes and says she is going to apologize. I just look at him and say, "You're married. Call my mum, baby." He then looked as if he had just got caught. This man was stupid. He called her baby in front of me. I said, "You're an idiot." He hung up the phone and was literally crying, begging. I said no and that I'd be telling mum as soon as we got to the house. He wouldn't start the car. He begged and begged, so I used him to my advantage. He went into the Apple store and he left his phone. I've seen him put in the code, so I knew what it was. I found him texting and sexting multiple women. I took pictures on my phone and sent them to my sister. I guess he noticed he left it because he came running back to the car for it. I have a brand new phone, an iPad, and he gave me a $500 Shein card. I also got my sister an iPad and a new pair of Jordans. I still don't know where he got the money from since he doesn't have a job. Edit, just learned it's money he had saved up. We checked my mum's bank statements and they are clear, and she even called her bank to make sure. But we got home, we ate dinner, and I snitched on him while eating my McDonald's, which he also bought. I told my sister to show our mum the proof and she went ballistic. He's currently kicked out and my mum is looking for a divorce lawyer. All of my dad's side of the family is currently blaming me, but I don't care. He's a cheater and my mum is a great woman who deserves the best. F you, Dad. Well, good for OP. She doesn't say how old she is, but she definitely done the right thing. Well done to OP for playing her father and still telling her mum. What a kid. What do you think about today's stories? Especially with the first story, I feel like the OP really needs to just leave that situation. She needs to just leave with a bit of pride and not look back. That guy sounds like a scumbag. She sounds way too good for him. Sounds like she has a pretty low self-esteem to even want to stay in that relationship when he clearly has cheated, and not only cheated, was willing or did choose her friend over her. I do feel sorry for OP, but she definitely needs to pick herself up and feel like she got out at the right time and she can stay away from that guy because he doesn't seem any good, and I'm sure there will be bigger and better things for her in the future, so good luck to her. But let me know in the comments what you think about today's stories. And if you did like this video, hit that like button and the subscribe button. And hopefully I will see you in the next one.